What if you have good stuff, right? Let it go, let it go, let it all go. We don't need this empowering stuff in our past to motivate us now. We're here now, and we are a conscious creator, and the only thing that matters is what we're going for. Because the question asks, why would we not want to let it go? It's not like we need to hold on to it. Some of us, we will hold on to a win from 20 years ago. What benefit does it serve us? So I made a shift, and as you guys know, I started the digital marketing school, built it up to an 8-figure company and sold it. Fantastic. In that time, I was just applying everything I learned. In 2019, I started the Recode, shared the Recode, Brett did the video, and then that's created a $20 million movement, which is fantastic. Wrote the books, and everything changed after that, and it became my life's purpose to actually be teaching this information to people like me who grew up without the information. Does that make sense? And so I just want you to know I get it, right? I know what it's like, and I've lived that so long, and now life is magic. Like, it is so magic. You know, we hold the tension and the focus on what we want to create, and it manifests with precision. It's unbelievable to me that I sell a business, and I said to myself, I just really want to be rich, and then I'll be able to be a father. I sell a business in July. Harriet's pregnant straight away. We'd had that end result for 4 years. It just took a shift in the field. I was no longer connected to that business. She's 20 weeks pregnant right now. So it's like, we sold the business in July. Do the math. It's like, boom. And so we've been having this end result of this new house that I wanted. We've looked at 14 houses in this area that have a tennis court, that have the right land that we want. I make the decision over Christmas. I'm like, I have to have this before this kid comes in. Saturday before last. So like 10 days ago, we walk into this house, like that's it. We look at it the next night. On the Monday, we bought it. This magical house. And so I'm trying to explain this to you. It's like these choices, they sit there and they magically all happen. And now I have this list of things, and I write out what's going to be on that list, like my, the Integrate Your Shadow book, what I'm teaching you guys now. And it comes out of here, and then I see it manifest, and I get to hold it. And it is the most exciting thing. Like, life is a game now, right? It's not an obligation. It's not a problem to be solved. It's this fun game. And I have this list of choices, these things I want to create, like writing another book and doing seminars. And, even you guys being here. You guys being here was me going, you know what I'd like to do in January? I'd like to do an event in Australia to kick off the year, right? Like, and then now we're here, that just was something that I thought up. And so what I want you to all step into is this experience of living on the superconscious path, which is where you are no longer living like a muggle. And I'm just going to refer to people who don't know this work as muggles from Harry Potter because it cracks me up. But the muggles live here, and they're just spending their whole life, and I play golf with a few muggles, and they crack me up because they just complain about everything, right? They complain about everything. Their shots this, their wife's that, they're this. Honestly, they complain that the sky's not blue enough. Like, they literally just complain about everything. And it's so funny to go back and see that, because our life is so different, When I remember talking to Nicole, we had a one-on-one session, and Nicole was going, well, I want this and this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Nicole, just ask yourself, how can you make, whatever it was, I think it was like, how do you make 30 grand and have both the motorcycle and the trip to Africa, right? Like, instead of living over here, how do I figure out how to have this and this and this? It's like, well, what fun things do you want? I want to have a fun motorcycle, and I want to go do this. Okay, great. So let's play the game. How do you add enough value to the world that you have the money to have your motorcycle and your trip, or whatever? I can't remember. It was something, I'm paraphrasing it, but it was something like that. And to live in this world where we just go, that's what I want. How do I do it? That's who I'd like to give to. That's how I would like to be, and how do I do it? And so here's the journey in your book. And I want to go through this journey with you, but here's the picture here. So it's written out in detail in the book, but also in You're Not Broken. Who hasn't read this yet? Anyone? Anyone not read it? Yeah, sweet. So what I'm going to be sharing is revision. A few of you haven't read it? Yeah. So if you haven't read it, really, really, really good read. And what I'm going to summarize right now is in here in even more detail. So I just want to make sure that everyone had a copy. I can sign it for you or whatever, but also you can give it away as a present if you've got too many. So we start out as a pure creative spirit. And that's really important to get, is you're not you. The name you were given, many of you have had children, you give them a name, but you notice that the kid comes with their own personality, they're their own way, their own being. And so you're that too. You are a creative energy, a creative spirit. Then you become an individual. So you start from this big perspective and you become limited. You are limited, right? We have a limit. There's an end of what is Chris and there's a start of what is you. So there's a limit. And you have a perspective, meaning you're looking out from one point of reference into the universe. So you have one perspective. Then you orient through the world through this limitation, meaning you are looking out, orienting. So orient, if you don't like the word, means focus. Orient is the direction you are focused. So you can just change it if you like. So you orient to the world, or you focus through the world through this limitation. And you see the world as that. And the world conforms to how you see it. If it didn't conform to how you see it, it'd be a really scary world to be in. You then create your life to try to solve this limitation. Does that make sense? You say, so over here, I was not allowed to fail. I wasn't allowed to have the failure. So we create our life to solve our limitation. Then we decided to become a creator and live the 4 choices, which we'll cover later this week, which makes the shift. So how do we make that shift, everyone? We're going to do a process. How do we make that shift? How do you make that shift from being a powerless, self-conscious victim to powerful, superconscious creator? How do you make the shift? The answer is that you do not orient with the past. That's what you must do. All that Recode is designed to do, or all the processes we're going to do, is to help you let it go. Push it out to sea. Let it go. Does that make sense? Just let that past just float away. It is not useful. You don't need to carry it along with you forever. Does that make sense? By the way, who's ready for the past just to be over? Yeah? The past can just be over. That's what Recode is designed to do. It's not designed to fix the past to make it better, fix the reality. You see, we're moving towards an end result. We must just let it go. Recode and the processes we're going to go through are just designed to help you to let it go. That's it. The more that you can let go, the more you can stay oriented to your future. And that's the key. The difficult thing is your unconscious really doesn't want to let go. Does that make sense? Yeah, question? The question is, so everyone else can hear, is what if you have good stuff, right? Let it go. Let it go. Let it all go. We don't need this empowering stuff in our past to motivate us now. We just got to step into, we're here now and we are a conscious creator, and the only thing that matters is what we're going for. Does that make sense? Because the question asks, why would we not want to let it go? It's not like we need to hold on to it. Some of us, and not you, but some of us, we will hold on to a win from 20 years ago. That was so good, or this thing, I want more of it. It's like, what benefit does it serve us? Make sense? Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do that?
Try to. Yeah. Try to. The hardest thing is to get wrapped up in what an old identity thought was successful. And you get caught in it and you realize actually, like, the old Chris, if he was to do this here, the end of it would be so grateful and like, oh my God, but I've done a lot of them, right? And so you move through it and you go to your next one. Yeah. As a creator, you are mostly on the journey to creating your next fun end result that you just love. And the best way to do that is to not be inhibited at all by who you've been, and to just be a forward-focused person and just living joyfully and happy in the moment, moving towards more of what you'd love. And you're just in that slipstream, grateful for everything you've been, basically, what you might perceive as good or you might perceive as bad, just grateful for it all, the journey, and just forward focus on what it is you're creating, whether that's a happy family or a new body shape or, more money than you can spend or a charity or whatever it is, right? You're just in that focus. And this is all just this grateful thing that you were. The Stoics say, every moment you die. And every moment you die a little bit more. Life is just a series of death, because every moment's done, it's dead. It can't happen again.